go. We ready to go? Okay. What do we need? Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for attending the regular session of the Orange County Legislature for Thursday, December 1st, 2022. I would ask that the meeting be called to order and that those of you in attendance please silence all your cell phones and any electronic devices you may have. And we're going to get started. If you would join me by standing from a moment of silence and the pledge to the flag, and we're very happy to welcome Gavin Santoli, who will be singing our national anthem.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, I'd like to introduce Legislator Peter Toohey, who has a certificate for this month's national anthem singer, Gavin.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Gavin, thank you so much. I just want to let everyone know that Gavin is a student at Rockland Community College and studying international business. So you may be seeing him further down the road in his endeavors. Gavin, this is a certificate of appreciation of the Orange County Legislature presented to Gavin Santoli for your outstanding performance of the national anthem at the Orange County Legislative Session on December 1st, 2022. And that's signed by Catherine E. Bonelli, the chairwoman of the Orange County Legislature, and all of our other 20 legislators are on here as well. So thank you so much, and I appreciate it, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you.
Of course.
Thank you, Gavin. All right, next we have roll call. I would ask the clerk to call the roll at this time, please. Fagione? Here. Paduk?
Here.
Amo? Anagnestakis?
Present.
Benton? Brescia? Cheney?
Here.
Ellers? Hines?
Here.
Lujan? Menuda? O'Donnell? Ramos?
Present.
Riskevich? Sassy? Sierra? Stiganga? Sutherland? Tortel? Tui? Benelli? 18 present. Thank you. And at this time, I would ask, we do have some proclamations. So I would ask first for Legislator Sassy to join me at the podium in the front of our well as we honor the Pine Bush Little League Senior Girls All-Star Team. And I see many of them are here today. It's great to see you all. Okay, good afternoon. It's really great when we get to see our young people making such great achievements for us here in Orange County. And Legislator Sassy came to me a week or so ago and told me about your great achievement and that you're true champions. And we felt it was only fitting to invite you this afternoon so we could honor you. And I'm glad you all could attend. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Legislator Sassy.
On to that, I'll just talk a little bit of a cold. I'll just use my natural voice, which is a bit louder. So I was thinking, when I was a kid playing Little League, it was a big deal, sorry, Tom, if we made it to Port Jervis. And, for you guys to go all the way. If you want to just stay up here and we'll.
Yeah, why don't you stay up and then we're going to bring everybody up one by one.
Okay.
Thanks.
Michael, is Michael with us today? Gabriel? Yep. Michael, come on up. Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Michael. Thank you so much.
Brenna, no, Brenna was here. Great job, Brenna. Thank you.
Brenna, thank you. Really appreciate it. You guys
Okay.
did a great job.
I'm gonna ask, in order to speed things up, I'm gonna ask all you ladies to come up, and I'm gonna give the coaches certificates here, and they can distribute them, because I don't know who's here and who's not. Lester, you for Pine Bush Little League, did you come, Board of Directors, anybody? Okay, you're here, a couple from the Board of Directors. Okay, let me run through
Thank
them
you.
quickly. Yeah, okay. Helena, come on up. Coaches are all volunteers, and what they do, we hear so many negative things in the world today. These are great people, great kids doing great things. So, on behalf of the Orange County Legislature, we present you these certificates and our appreciation. Thank you. promised them they didn't have to hang around for the government business, so.
No, they don't have to hang around. But we are going to pass the budget for 2023, just so you know. Which is important stuff. All right, did you want a group picture? Did you all get your pictures? And thank you all so very, very much, and we wish you the best of luck and good luck next year. Take care. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, next up, we do have another proclamation, so we go from our youth to our senior citizens. I think that's a pretty good rainbow to cover here today. And at this point, I'd like to ask the chair of our Human Services Committee, Janet Sutherland, to join me up front, along with Minority Leader Tom Fagione, Majority Leader, I said Minority Leader, Mike Duke, and Legislator Barry Cheney, along with Anne Marie Maglione, our Office for the Aging. And we have some certificates for your people as well. Do we have Barry? Oh, here's the certificates, hold on. Excuse us while we get organized here. This one is Tom's. Okay. Randy is Michael's. Mike, this one's yours. And Larry is you. Okay, first I want to hand it over to our Chairman of Human Services. Janet Sutherland has done a great job in chairing this committee, and she works very closely with our Director of Office for the Aging. So I just wanted to let her have an opportunity to say a few words and say a little bit about, and then Anne Marie will kick off and talk about what we're talking about this afternoon. So, Janet?
Great. Thank you, Chairwoman. I just want to welcome everybody here and all the recipients today, and to thank Anne Marie for truly everything that you do with the Office of the Aging. You know, our community, the county, everybody's very blessed to have you, and the work that you do so closely with everyone. So, thank you.
I would love to say a few words. Thank you so much, and thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you, all of the legislators, for all of your support with the programs and the services that we provide to the older adults. This is one of my favorite times because back in January, we asked everyone to nominate older adults that have really played a significant role in our community. And we do 2 awards. One is the Senior of the Year, and one is a senior who has made a significant contribution. And we get many, many replies because I will tell you, our community is filled with people that just give back and do good things. So it's a little bit difficult to narrow it down. This year, we were not able to, we had a tie for the senior that made the significant contribution, and we have 2 individuals here that we've selected. So I'm going to ask them to come up. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them, and then I know Mike, I think Randy is in your district. So Randy, would you come up? I'll put my glasses on. Randy, come on. Randy, come on over. So Randy Morse, and I think maybe many of you may know Randy or at least recognize Randy. Randy was very instrumental during COVID when we had our pods. He was there, he was helping out, he was volunteering. And you know, it's significant because COVID was tough for all of us. And you know, Office for the Aging was also affected by that. Many of our volunteers are older adults. We asked them to stay home because we wanted to keep them safe. But Randy came out. Randy said, there's a need. How can I help you? This isn't the only thing that Randy does. So Randy, no, I'm just the part I highlighted.
Thank you.
Just the pink part. Randy's, he's an RN, and he was a manager at Valley View for 24 years, 13 years on the Alzheimer's unit. He also joined the Medical Reserve Corps 15 years ago, and he volunteers his time still with the Medical Reserve Corps and Pets Alive. The COVID response was huge. You did screening, you did monitoring, you went to all the county facilities, you educated people, contact tracing. You contacted seniors, helping them to understand exactly what the vaccine was, what COVID was all about, and you were available whenever we needed you. He spent every single day when we had pods, he was there. He did over 200 pods, and you vaccinated over 4,000 residents. And for that, we can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Do you want to say?
Thank you.
Randy, he's also been married for 57 years, is that true?
Yeah.
God bless you for that. You know, Anne Marie mentioned so many things that are in this proclamation, and it's always great to have an opportunity to thank you for all the service that you've helped our seniors with, everything you do, which is outstanding for Orange County. There's just so many things. I actually, Anne Marie mentioned most of them, but it's just so important that people like you get involved and help in any way they can. And to everybody, all seniors, and including me, I'm very proud to be live in Orange County, and I'm very grateful for people like you. So thank you so much for all your contributions to Orange County.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. So at Office for the Aging, we like to do something a little bit different. Instead of giving plaques, we actually purchase a painting from an older adult that has done it, that lives in the community. So this is what we did for you. This is an older adult that painted this, and this is for you. It's a plaque that says 2022 Outstanding Senior of the Year. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Barry, come on.
Congratulations.
And as I said, it was a tie. So I would like Larry Hort to come up, please.
My old friend over there.
Yes, there's Larry is from Warwick, and Larry, I can't thank you enough for everything that you do. Larry is from, Larry, first of all, was in the military, so I want to thank you for your service. You were in the U.S. Army in Vietnam, so thank you for that. Larry has been married to his lovely wife, Patricia, for 57 years, and you are now a caregiver yourself. You have volunteered for many years in the choir at the Methodist and Reformed churches, which now that I know you can sing, I'm going to call you.
I almost stepped in when he had a problem.
He volunteers at the Warwick Fire Department, and the Medical Reserve Corps. And you still are very integral in the Medical Reserve Corps. You also participate in the Indian Point Drill, Health and Fitness Day, Freedom Fest, and you were very, very instrumental in the pods. He talked to people just to kind of make them feel a little bit better, ease their anxiety. And I saw you there many, many times, and you were a happy, smiling face that a lot of people were nervous about it. They didn't know what to do. You did over 100 pods, and for that, we can't thank you enough. Thank you. Would you like to?
Thank you. He can sing. I can attest to that. Larry's a staple in the community, in the Warwick community, and when I came to the pod to get my vaccine, he was the one I ran into after the vaccine. He was handling the water and snacks, And so that's a very important position because you have to sit there for 15 minutes. And I came back a few more times to volunteer. And Larry was there each of those times. I didn't quite make the number Larry made, but in fact, not even close. But I'd just like to thank Larry for all he's done for the county and the community of Warwick.
And Larry, we also got you a painting from a senior, and it says your name, the 2022 senior who has made a significant contribution to our community. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you want to turn it around, we'll take a picture.
And of course, I'm a doctor, but I'm a PhD physical chemist. So what do you do with a doctor in a pod?
What do you do with a doctor in a pod?
Well, you take over the water thing. I saw them throwing plastic bottles in the thing, and I said, that's silly, because I know that just goes into the ground. So I started collecting them. I could not recycle them, but I could sure reclaim them, because as a member of Engine 3 in Warwick, we're building a new firehouse. And there are lots of expenses there, and I made several $100s collecting all those bottles.
Good for you.
And a nickel a shot, you know, what the heck? And the other thing was that in my perch there, behind all these bottles and candies and whatever else, I could look at people, and if they didn't look like they were doing well, I could step out and say, are you doing all right? And if they weren't, I could call one of the medical types who wasn't, you know, one of these chemistry type doctors to come over and work with them. And it was, you know, it was a pretty good perch. And of course, there was the one time I got the call from my daughter in Maryland saying, I just talked to Mom and I couldn't understand what she was saying. And I excused myself from there and ran home. She was having a stroke. So, yeah, that was the one time I snuck away.
Well, we will keep her in our prayers, and thank you again for everything that you do.
Thank you. At least I have a home to go home to.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And now we have our Senior of the Year, and we had many people just nominate people, but by and large, Jonathan and Patricia Gould, you just stood out above everyone else. So come on up, we'd like to talk to you a little bit. Jonathan is from Orange County, lifelong resident. Patricia was from Sussex, New Jersey, and they were married in 1968. And 10 years later, they started volunteering. So they've been volunteering for the community for 44 years. They spent many years at the food pantry in Port Jervis. They volunteer to work with the youth and run groups and Bible schools. They were involved in the Youth Athletic League. You ran concessions for many years. Again, we go back to the food, very, very important, because she would cook it all herself with her daughter. You spent 10 years volunteering your time making costumes because you're a seamstress for the Port Jervis and the Eldred School District. John, you donated your time building a circle playground in memory of a little girl who had drowned. You installed mirrors in classrooms for dances. You are very involved in Red Ribbon Week, which is about alcoholism and drug abuse. You drive elderly individuals in your community to doctor's appointments, you help them shop, and you help bring them to church. That's huge because loneliness and isolation is such an issue that we have. You also are a veteran of the Marines, and I thank you for your service. And, you know, they say that a society is judged by the way people treat the young and the ill and the elderly. Well, you two are an example. We're doing great because of you two. So I want to thank you for everything that you do and how you've raised your daughters to do the same thing. So thank you.
I just want to say real quick that these two right here are the reason why Western Orange County is so awesome. We are so blessed to have you in our community, but it transcends generations. Your daughter, your granddaughter are so much involved in our community, and without your family being there for us, we would not be the community that we are. You got your family here with you. Guys, come on up too, because if we're going to give out an award, you better be in the picture. So we have a certificate here for you from the legislature, and I'm going to present that to you, and I want to get a big picture with everybody when we get a second. All right, guys. So there's the fancy certificate. We won't read it all. We'll save it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Rebecca, bring it in. Yeah, I do some work over here. So I'm going to hold this while you...
Rebecca, come on in. This is a painting by an older adult in the community. Get in here. Make sure you get them.
Yeah, hold this thing. Look cool. Look cool. Come on.
Hello, thank you. And now I'd like Vince Poloniak and Bob Scott to come up. Vince is the president and Bob is the vice president or treasurer, but I'll make you the vice president today of our senior council. Do you want to say a couple words first?
Huh?
Do you want to say a couple words first?
Well, this, well, a couple of years ago, what we started was trying to recognize local businesses that do a lot for seniors. We awarded ShopRite, Price Chopper, and this time around we went and a lot of people saying, well, what about this one little place that gives us free ice cream, hot dogs, and everything for senior meetings, senior clubs, and anything that yeah. Because I'm president of Pine Island Seniors, and we get a lot of hot dogs and ice cream. All the seniors are happy when they come there and have a free social. And that's Seward's enterprise donates all this all the time throughout Orange County. It's not just one store, it's all the stores. I think there's, 10 of them in Orange County? That's what I was told. Yeah. We were told they got 10 of them. And they all do the same thing. So for us, that shows the respect they have for the seniors of Orange County. And without the seniors, you guys wouldn't be in office all the time. So you got to respect our seniors now, since I'm one. Right? So I want to thank you very much for all you did for our seniors.
It's true. Stewart's is wonderful. Whenever we ask you for anything, just your whole mission is really impressive, because I will say we've asked other people, and you know, when you're a corporation, a lot of times you have to go through red tape. We don't have to with you. So I'd love you to come up and say a few words. Andrea and Gwen and Eric are here. I like your jacket. Stuart's jacket, very nice. I like your jacket too.
I promised them they weren't going to have to talk.
It's one thing, we've been to these recognitions before, and just listening today, it's easy to provide the actual funds for these things, but hearing what everybody does with them and how these organizations continue, it's just remarkable. And just hearing the stories today, I have to say it was remarkable hearing from what you guys have done. And that's what keeps us going. And I think us being part of the community, we have a responsibility to helping. And we're hoping that we can continue with that. We know that the economy hasn't been that great. Well, I'll tell you, Orange County has been very generous with us. We are looking to grow further. Hopefully, we're going to be adding 2 more locations, to this community, and further, help the development. So, we really appreciate being recognized today, but definitely, the recognition really goes here. And, we thank you for all the hard work you guys are putting into the community.
I just wanted to say that,
Do you want me to hold it for you?
yeah, that'd be good. I just wanted to say that Anne Marie said before about the difficulty in making selections. It's phenomenal. When you get 20, whatever, however many nominations, and you just sit around a table and try to come up with the best. Well, you guys were pretty easy, but some of these other anyway, we live in a great county, and there's a lot of good community businesses, and there's a lot of good community members. Now, you want me to talk about what I got in my hand?
I was going to say, do you have something you want to give them?
I'm sorry to disappoint everybody, but I don't have a picture.
He engraved it himself, though.
I want you to read it. Come on.
I will read it. 2022 Annual Orange County Senior Friendly Business Award presented to Stewart Shops for outstanding contributions and service to the seniors of Orange County. Presented by Orange County Senior Council and Orange County Office for the Aging. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, go ahead.
Just to echo what Eric was saying, it's such a privilege to be here today with all of you and to be able to hear the stories in a community that we get to service. We see a lot of people come in and out of our shops. We get to know a lot of people in the community, and it certainly is fantastic to see that you get the recognition that you so well deserve. So thank you.
Now, just wait a minute, Anne Marie. You're always grabbing things out of my hand. Now, you always, every time you recognize the management area, the regional offices, and that's probably where that plaque will be. Well, I made a plaque for every one of the local offices. Because that's where the work is, right?
Yes.
That's who shows we should show the appreciation to. 2022 Annual Senior Friendly Business Award, Stewart Shops. This proclamation is presented by the Orange County Senior Council and the County Office of the Aging to Stewart Shops in recognition of sincere appreciation for the continuing community service and generosity to the seniors of Orange County. Now, since this was supposedly the Senior Council's award when it first started. Now it's a combined one, but that's okay. So we had, who's laughing at me down there? Barry, you're having too good of a time. Oh, Paul. Hi, Paul. So anyway, Vince and I both signed it, but it's heartfelt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's one of 10. I have the other. You can have that back.
Okay, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Actually, it's our pleasure, believe me. For all the good work that Office for the Aging does in working with the council. It's nice to see them recognize a business in our community that gives back so much. And thank you on behalf of Orange County, the Orange County Legislature, County Executive, and all of us here in Orange County for what you're doing for our community. So thank you so much to Stewart's. And thank you to the Senior Council. You guys can come back anytime and talk. This has been very enjoyable. So thank you all.
Yeah, I don't have a budget though.
And just as a little plug, I was just told that Stewart's shops sell the cheapest milk in Orange County. And the best milk. Thank you all for coming, and congratulations, and keep up the good work. Take your time. Okay, we'll give them a second to get their things together. So at this time, we're back to business, folks. And I'd like to call on Majority Leader Fagione.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to remind everyone in attendance today that coming up on December 7th will be National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. And I just call on all of our citizens throughout Orange County to pause and reflect upon the moment that took place so long ago, but it's still something that should be taught in the schools and something that should be remembered for forever. President Franklin Roosevelt gave a very important speech the day after, and we all know one of the most poignant lines of his speech. But I just want to cite another line that he said in that speech, and it really talks about the testament of what would become, as we call them today, the greatest generation. And in his speech, he said, no matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people, in their righteous might, will win to absolute victory. And he was so right then, and his spirit and the spirit of the greatest generation lives in all of us. So I ask you all, please reflect. If you're available on Saturday, check that on Sunday at 1 p.m. in Port Jervis, our local VFW will have a service at West End Beach, and you're all welcome to attend. So thank you, Madam Chair, for that moment.
Thank you so much. At this time, there has been no public participation signed up. So again, I will call on Majority Leader Fagione.
Madam Chair, thank you. I move to approve the minutes of April 5th, 2022.
All in favor? Next is, we do have tax resolutions. It's December. And so items number 40 through 59 will be voted on collectively if there's no objections. And we will now proceed with the regular agenda. Number 1, please. And this will be a voice vote.
Legislators Fagione and Stiganga, resolution authorizing the Commissioner of General Services to issue a request for proposals for, I'm sorry, that's not number 1. Legislators Fagione and Hines, resolution fixing date, time, and place of meeting to organize the county legislature in 2023 and to conduct certain county business pursuant to sections 151 and 152 of county law.
Second.
Questions or comments? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Moving on to number 2, please.
Legislators Fagione and Stiganga, resolution authorizing the Commissioner of General Services to issue a request for proposals for a legislative redistricting plan.
Second.
Questions or comments? Minority Leader Paduk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just in conversation with you before, once the RFPs are out now, right, for the redistricting plan, and I haven't heard if there's going to be a committee to recognize who gets the job. And I'm hoping that when it comes to fruition, at least leadership has a meeting or as part of the process. I just wanted to know if that's going to happen.
What we are doing now is we're just authorizing it. The RFP itself is in draft form. It hasn't been presented, nor has it gone out. But yes, in fact, during the beginning of 2023, we will be organizing and leadership will have a part in.
Is there
we
an
move
RFP
forward.
available for? Maybe?
No, we don't have it as of
Right,
yet.
You don't have it yet? Okay.
No, it's still being worked on.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, this is a roll call vote, so please call the roll, G.
Fagione,
Yes.
Paduk,
Yes.
Nagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 18 ayes.
Okay, we move on to number 3, and this will be a voice vote as well.
Legislators Fagione and Paduk, resolution amending resolution number 283 of 2020, a resolution pursuant to local law number 9 of 2018, ethics and disclosure law. Section 8, paragraph A, amending appendix A, list of positions of certain county officers and local political officials required to file a financial disclosure form by deleting the current list and adopting an amended list in its place.
Second.
Questions, comments? This is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried, and we move on to number 4.
Legislators Benton, Anagnestakis, Brescia, O'Donnell, Hines, Tortel, Paduk, and Cheney, with all Republicans, and legislator Ramos as co-sponsors. Resolution to allow the Orange County Department of Social Services to transfer funds within the budget to the Orange County Fuel Fund.
Second.
Questions, comments? Okay. This will be a roll call vote, so Jean, please.
Fagione? Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis? Benton? Brescia? Cheney? Ellers? Hines? Lujan? O'Donnell? Ramos? Riskevich? Sassy? Stiganga? Sutherland? Tortel? Tui? Benelli. 18 ayes.
Before we move on to number 4, I just wanted to explain a little bit about before we move on to 5, excuse me. I just wanted to explain a little bit about this fuel fund. This is something that Orange County has been doing every year. It's kind of a stopgap between a little bit as far as the income is concerned with the HEAP funds, but there is the next limit you can possibly apply for Orange County fuel funds. And usually we set aside $40,000 each year with that, given the situation with the economy and what's happening even with the weather. And we thought that we could put some more money into that fund. So what that is doing is it is appropriating another $60,000. So number 5, please.
Legislators Benton and Anagnestakis, resolution authorizing the private sale and conveyance of certain county-owned lands acquired by reason of a failure to redeem said lands from a tax sale to Orange County pursuant to section 10184 of the real property tax law and Orange County amended local law number 2 of 2010.
Second.
Questions or comments? This is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried, and we move on to number 6.
Legislators Benton, Brescia, Paduk, with Legislator Tortel as a co-sponsor. Resolution allowing the Department of Finance to transfer any unspent proceeds from completed capital projects.
Second.
Questions or comments? This is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Number 7, please.
Legislators Benton, Cheney, and Tortel, with all Republicans, and Legislator Ramos as co-sponsors. Resolution allowing the Department of Finance to reduce previously authorized bond resolutions for various completed capital projects.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Number 8, please.
Legislators Benton and Hines, with Legislators Tortel, Ramos, and Paduk as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the Department of Finance to transfer any unspent funding back to its original source on completed projects.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Number 9, please.
Legislators Benton, O'Donnell, and Anagnestakis, with Legislator Tortel as a co-sponsor. Resolution authorizing the Commissioner of Finance and Budget Director to adjust capital project budgets and unissued bonds.
Second.
Questions or comments from legislators? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. And we move on to number 10.
Legislators Ramos and Benton, with Legislator Paduk as a co-sponsor. Resolution authorizing the county executive to approve a roadway dedication in the town of Walk Hill.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Number 11.
Legislators Riskevich and Benton, resolution authorizing the county executive to accept a permanent drainage easement in the town of Goshen.
Second.
Questions or comments on this one? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried, and we move on to agenda item number 12.
Legislators Menuda and Ramos, with all Republicans, legislators Tortel and Paduk as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive, in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Public Works, Environmental Facilities and Services, to accept funds from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for the Household Hazardous Waste State Assistance Program and supplement electronic waste assistance grants pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries, and we move to number 13.
Legislators Brescia and Ramos, with legislators Fagione and Tortel as co-sponsors. Resolution of the Orange County Legislature assuming lead agency status under State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, with respect to the Guymard Bridge Scour Protection Project in the town of Deer Park, classifying the action as an unlisted action and determining that the action will not have any significant adverse environmental impacts.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. All right, we move on to number 14, and this is a 2/3 vote, and it's going to be a roll call vote.
Legislators Ramos, Cheney, Benton, with legislators Fagione and Tortel as co-sponsors. Bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing the construction of scour protection measures to Guymard Bridge, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $1,100,000, appropriating said amount therefore and authorizing the issuance of $1,100,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Fagione?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 18 ayes.
Number 15, which will also needs a 2/3 vote, and it is a roll call vote.
Legislators Tui, Ramos, Benton, and Hines. Bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing the construction of building capital improvements at various county locations, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $350,000, appropriating said amount therefore and authorizing the issuance of $350,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Fagione?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 18 ayes.
Number 16, which is also a 2/3 vote, and it will be a roll call vote.
Legislators Tui, Brescia, Benton, O'Donnell, with legislator Tortel as a co-sponsor. Bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing site distance improvements, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $150,000, appropriating said amount therefore and authorizing the issuance of $150,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Okay, the roll call, please.
Fagione?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 18 ayes.
Okay, we move on to number 17, and this is a 2/3 vote and a roll call vote as well.
Legislators Menuda, Brescia, and Benton. Bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing the replacement and installation of building equipment at various county locations, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $150,000, appropriating said amount therefore and authorizing the issuance of $150,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
Questions or comments? The roll call, please.
Fagione?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 17 ayes.
Okay, we move on to number 18, and here again, this is a 2/3 vote, and it will be a roll call vote.
Legislators Menuda, Benton, and Hines, bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing non-highway paving, stated the estimated total cost thereof is $100,000, appropriating said amount therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 100,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll when you're ready.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 17 ayes.
We're on 19, right? Yes. Number 19, please. And this is a 2/3 vote as well as a roll call.
Legislators Ramos, Menuda, Benton, and O'Donnell, with Legislator Tortel as a co-sponsor. Bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing intersection improvements, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $100,000, appropriating said amount therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 100,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
Questions or comments? When you're ready, you can call the roll.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 17 ayes.
And we move on to number 20, which will also be a 2/3 vote, and a roll call.
Legislators Tui, Brescia, Benton, Tortel, with legislators Ramos and Paduk as co-sponsors. Bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing the removal of asbestos and lead at various county locations, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $50,000, appropriating said amount therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 50,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
Questions or comments? All right, Jean, when you're ready, you can call the roll.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 17 ayes.
Okay, number 21, please.
Legislators Ramos, Tui, Benton, and Paduk. Bond resolution dated December 1st, 2022. Bond resolution of the County of Orange, New York, authorizing the construction of ADA improvements at various county locations, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $50,000, appropriating said amount therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 50,000 bonds of the county to finance said appropriation.
Second.
This is a 2/3 vote, and it's also a roll call vote. Does anybody have any questions or comments here? Okay, when you're ready.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 18 ayes.
Okay, we move to number 22, please, and this is going to be a voice vote.
Legislators Benton, Paduk, and Brescia. Resolution making a supplemental appropriation to the 2022 Orange County budget for the Orange County Department of Public Works Airport for the purchase of fuel at the Orange County Airport pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? Therefore, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. And we move on to number 23, which will be a roll call vote.
Legislators Tui, Tortel, with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution making a supplemental appropriation to the 2022 Orange County budget for the Orange County Department of Social Services for American Rescue Plan funds pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? All right, Jean, when you're ready, we can call the roll on this one, please.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis, Benton, Brescia, Cheney, Ellers, Hines, Lujan, O'Donnell, Ramos, Riskevich, Sassy, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Benelli. 18 ayes.
Okay, we move on to number 24, please.
Legislators Lujan and Tortel, with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Health to appropriate second-year budget period funds from the New York State Department of Health for the Early Intervention Administration Grant pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
This is a voice vote. Does anybody have any questions or comments before we? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, the motion is carried, and we move to number 25.
Legislators Sutherland and Tortel, with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Health to appropriate third-year budget period funds from the New York State Department of Health for the Children and Youth with Special Health Care Needs Program pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? This is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Number, what are we, 25? 26, excuse me.
Legislators Lujan and Tortel, with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Health to accept and appropriate funds from the New York State Department of Health for the Expanded Partner Services Program.
Second.
Questions or comments? Okay, this is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. We move on to number 27.
Legislators Sassy and Stiganga, with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Emergency Services, Fire Services to accept and appropriate grant funds from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services under the Federal Year 2020 Hazardous Materials Grant Program pursuant to Section 99-H of a general municipal law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions, comments? This is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Number 28.
Legislators Fagione and Stiganga, with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Emergency Services, Fire Services to accept and appropriate grant funds from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services under the FY 2020 Technical Rescue and Urban Search and Rescue Grant Program pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? This is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried, and we move on to number 29.
Legislators Sassy and Fagione, with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Emergency Services to accept and appropriate grant funds from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services under the FY 2022 State Homeland Security Program pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions, comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried. Number 30.
Legislators Fagione and Stiganga, with all Republicans and all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Sheriff's Office to accept and appropriate funds from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services under the FY 2020 Explosive Detection K-9 Team Grant pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments on this one? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. And we move to number 31.
Legislators Hines, Stiganga, Ellers, Fagione, Sassy, and Ramos, with all Republicans and all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Sheriff's Office to accept and appropriate funds from a New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services under the FY 2020 Explosive Detection K-9 Team Grant pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried, and we move to number 32, please.
Legislator Sassy and Stiganga with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, District Attorney's Office, the County Attorney's Office, and the Departments of Probation and Emergency Services, Emergency Management to submit grant applications to the United States Departments of Justice, Homeland Security, and New York State Departments of Homeland Security and Emergency Services and Transportation for law enforcement and public safety and emergency services communication purposes pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
This is also a voice vote. Any questions or comments? Then all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Number 33, please.
Legislator Sassy and Stiganga with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, District Attorney's Office, the County Attorney's Office, and the Departments of Probation, Social Services, Mental Health, Medical Examiner's Office, and Emergency Services, Emergency Management to submit applications for grant programs offered by the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion is carried, and we move on to number 34.
Legislator Sassy and Stiganga with all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Probation to accept and appropriate funds from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for pretrial services funding pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried, and we move on to number 35.
Legislator Benton with all Republicans and all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution finally adopting the proposed budget of Orange County for the year 2023 pursuant to Section 360 of the county law and Section 4.07 of the Orange County Charter and Section 4-12 of the Administrative Code.
Second.
Questions or comments? Legislator O'Donnell?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Just a question on the language of the resolution compared to the resolution number 38, and what's the difference between the regular budget and the capital program? States as amended, and we made amendments to the budget, but it doesn't say as amended for this. What's the difference in the language of those two?
I'm going to ask council to address that. I could take a stab at it, but let's go to the expert.
So correct me if I'm wrong, is the question as to why number 35 doesn't have as amended?
Could be, yeah. They're different, so what's the difference between the two of them?
So 35 adopts the budget along with the Schedule A that's adopted there. So it's not necessarily a Schedule A, the changes are listed separately. For agenda item number 38, it has the separate schedule that's listed. And so you're amending the capital projects.
From previous years?
No, not from previous years. The capital projects that were presented, you've amended them.
By adding new ones
By
or
adding
changing them?
and/or changing them, correct?
And correct me if I'm wrong, we did the same thing with the budget that was presented by the county exec?
Yes, I think the
So why
language is-
doesn't 35 say as amended? And I just also, when I get done with that, I want to make sure that Minority Leader Paduk had an amendment in there that I didn't see listed anywhere.
Let's do one thing at a time, okay?
Okay.
So The last paragraph of the resolution of agenda item number 35 notes the changes, alterations, and revisions that are in the proposed budget. It's just not necessarily in the title itself, but it does note the changes that are being made.
So we don't really need as amended in number 38 then?
I don't know if necessarily it's not necessary, but both of the resolutions do speak to changes and amendments and revisions that were made.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I'll go to part two.
Yes.
All right, so looking for the changes, I didn't see Minority Paduk's amendment in there
And that would be?
for $120,000 for the legislative budget.
210.
210, sorry.
It's on the back.
Is it there?
It's
Okay.
on the back.
Thought I seen it.
Yeah, my mistake then, thank you.
Legislative board, yeah.
You're quite welcome. Are there any other? Yes, Minority Leader Paduk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think we had a pretty good budget process this year. I think we all recognized how much money this county has, undesignated funds, et cetera, et cetera. I'm glad that the chairwoman recognized that we could do more for the taxpayers by adding an additional $2 million off in sales tax. I think we all know that 39%, I think it's 39% over in sales tax revenues, et cetera, the ARPA money. We could do a lot more for the citizens of Orange County. And although we've done some, and I appreciate it, and I'm proud to be part of it, I think we all know deep in our hearts that we could have done a lot more. Our seniors, there's a lot of people out there that are in dire needs. We could have reduced our tax rate a little bit more. I mean, there will be no tax increase, I get it, but the fact is there's a lot of people that are starving out there too. And a lot of seniors can't afford to pay their taxes, they can't afford heat, they can't afford a lot of things. And by us helping them, or at least giving them the ability not to pay as much would have been helpful. We did a good job. I think we could have done a lot better, and I hope that next year maybe we recognize that and take it a little further. Thank you.
Thank you, Minority Leader Paduk. And, I appreciate your questions, but I would like to just clarify one thing. The $2 million that I had proposed, actually, we didn't touch the sales tax. We used the interest and earnings revenue, and we adjusted it there, just for the record. And I see that budget is nodding her head. Thank you. Any other comments? Majority Leader Fagione.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank my colleagues for working so hard during this budget process. I want to thank the executive branch of government and all the departments who came prepared to budget hearings and answered all of our questions and the follow-up questions and maybe even additional follow-up questions. This is a process, and this process is important for many reasons, not just, of course, to present a budget, but to make sure that those questions are answered. So compliments to everyone who came and worked hard. I'd like to thank Madam Chair for your leadership during the process. This, Mr. Paduk had just mentioned about the process. This was one of the most fluid, and it was well organized and presented. So I'm very grateful of that. One thing I would like to say is that, and I say this to my neighbors and friends, Orange County truly is an oasis of good governance here in New York State and also in America. We do things right, we do things fiscally responsible, and this budget represents that. And once again, I just want to thank my colleagues for working hard to make that happen, and compliments to you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Legislator Tortel.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I want to thank my colleagues on the Ways and Means Committee for supporting that $2 million to be set aside for hazard pay. And I truly hope that that money is distributed to our frontline workers who sincerely deserve our appreciation for what they went through during the pandemic. And I want to thank Legislator Anagostakis for pointing out how it could happen in the budget without affecting our taxes. So thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other comments? Actually, before we do this, I really want to, each year, each budget year is a challenge. This was a very interesting challenge. While we had a lot of options, more so than usual, we had to be very mindful of the future. And I think we were able to achieve that. First of all, I want to applaud each and every one of you who did your homework, came prepared to meetings, and listened and made the great assessments of each and every department head that worked very hard, and I want to thank them. And I particularly want to recognize the people that are still with us here in the audience, is our finance team. They did a remarkable job each and every year. I know that I learned something new, if not another 5 things that I didn't know about before, and they have been great stewards of the taxpayers' dollars here in Orange County. And I know Harry refers to them, our Deputy County Executive refers to them as his great team, and they are a super great team. So congratulations to everybody. This was a true team effort, and the county executive actually did present us with a very sound, fiscally responsible budget that we just made some adjustments to and felt we could do a little bit more, as Minority Leader Paduk said. So thank you to each and every one of you. You need to say something else, don't you? Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm kidding. You sure?
I just wanted to thank the Budget Department as well. We all know we got a new book this year. It was a little confusing to me. I mean, and any questions I had, the Budget Department was gracious, very gracious in trying to answer my questions. And as we look through it every year, hey, look, there's a lot of things that come new every year. Now I understand how the budget's put together a little bit better in the new book. We even got some color in it, actually. And I think it's great, and I just wanted to thank the Budget Department for all the hard work they put in.
Thank you. So at this point, it's time for roll call. I heard somebody say that.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis? Benton? Brescia? Cheney? Ellers? Hines? Lujan? O'Donnell? Ramos? Riskevich? Sassy? Stiganga? Sutherland? Tortel? Tui? Benelli? 18 ayes.
Okay, we move on to number 36.
Legislator Benton, with all Republicans and all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution making appropriations for the conduct of government of Orange County Social Services District, Orange County Sewer District Number 1, the Orange County Small Watershed Protection District Number 1 for Cromline Creek and the Beaver Dam Lake District for the fiscal year 2023 pursuant to sections 356 and 360 of the county law and sections 4.8 and 4.9B of the Orange County Administrative Code.
Second.
Questions or comments on this portion of the budget? Okay, roll call, please.
Fagion? Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis? Benton? Brescia? Cheney? Ellers? Hines? Lujan? O'Donnell? Ramos? Riskevich? Sassy? Stiganga? Sutherland? Tortel? Tui? And Benelli. 18 ayes.
Okay, number 37, please.
Legislator Benton, with all Republicans and all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution providing for the raising of taxes required by the Orange County budget for general government purposes, social services district purposes, Orange County Sewer District Number 1 purposes, Orange County Small Watershed Protection District Number 1 for Cromline Creek purposes, and Beaver Dam Lake District purposes, and levying taxes pursuant to Section 360 of the county law, Section 900 of the real property tax law, and Section 4.08 of the Orange County Charter and Administrative Code.
Second.
Questions or comments? All right, roll call on this one, please.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis? Benton? Brescia? Cheney? Ellers? Hines? Lujan? O'Donnell? Ramos? Riskevich? Sassy? Stiganga? Sutherland? Tortel? Tui? Benelli. 18 ayes.
Okay, we move to number 38, please.
Legislator Benton, with all Republicans and all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution adopting the 2023 capital program as amended pursuant to the Orange County Charter, Section 4.07.
Second.
Questions or comments? All right, the roll call, please.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis? Benton? Brescia? Cheney? Ellers? Hines? Lujan? O'Donnell? Ramos? Riskevich? Sassy? Stiganga? Sutherland? Tortel? Tui? Benelli. 18 ayes.
And number 39.
Legislator Benton, with all Republicans and all Democrats as co-sponsors. Resolution making appropriation to Cornell Cooperative Extension Association of Orange County pursuant to Subdivision 8 of Section 224 of the county law.
Second.
Questions or comments? Okay. Whenever you're ready, you can call the roll.
Fagion?
Yes.
Paduk?
Yes.
Anagnestakis? Benton? Brescia? Cheney? Ellers? Hines? Luhan? O'Donnell? Ramos? Riskevich? Sassy? Stiganga? Sutherland? Tortel? Tui? Benelli? 18 ayes.
Okay, as previously mentioned, agenda items number 40 through 59 are tax resolutions, and they will be voted on collectively. So you need to, whatever you need to, so I'm sure everybody's looked at the entire packet. This is something we always do in December. So this is a voice vote. Do we have a second?
Second, I'm sorry.
Okay, and are there any questions or comments on these? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, the motion on numbers 40 through 59 are approved, and that concludes our agenda for December 1st, 2022. Were there any public participation signed up? All right, so hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And we have a lot of seconds, and I want to thank all of you again for all your hard work on not only the budget, but throughout the year of 2022. We do have our end of the year meeting on December 15th, where we'll be handling some more tax stuff, I'm sure. And I will see you all there, and thank you very, very much. And just a reminder, our committee meetings start on Monday. So we'll see you then. Thank you so much.